Yo, what's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? This is TubeTube ASMR coming at you guys with another patch notes video. This time we're going to be discussing patch 10.16, and I thought I'd go ahead and change it up a little bit today and do softly spoken as opposed to whisper. So let's just jump right into it. We've actually got quite a bit to get to. So let's just not waste any time. So the new champion Yone is coming out this patch. I think he comes out in like a week or two. He's basically like a Yasuo Azir, maybe like a Yasuo Zed hybrid thing. It's pretty weird. So now you get two Yasuos feeding in your game, so that'll be pretty nice. Next we've got Akali. Her Q base damage isn't increased, and her E damage is changed to magic. The damage isn't all that significant. It's 5 per level, and the E damage switch to magic is going to help you be able to itemize against her rather than her just doing mixed damage and just murking you that way. So not terribly bad, but you guys know how I feel about Akali, so I'd just like to see that champion in the gutter and never get buffs or anything. And Ashe, her Q bonus attack speed is decreased later. I didn't really see a problem with Ashe, but Riot does what Riot does. Bard, base health reduced, and then the maximum heal on his W, the base heal at least, has been reduced. That's good. Bard has been really strong and has a strong laning phase and a strong roam, and it's just good to see Bard get nerfed out of the S tier, so that's good. And then Evelynn, her Q cooldown has been decreased, and hitting a monster no longer refunds 50% of its cooldown. So now it's just a permanent 4 seconds at all time. Not too bad. It should help out Evelynn players, but again, Evelynn's a champion that just because of her kit is something that makes it really hard to balance. You can't really balance the game out of pure invisibility other than, grouping as 5 and really being coordinated, but in solo queue that's kind of impossible because people are really bad and really dumb and really stubborn. Fiora, Q cooldown has been decreased and on-hit cooldown reduction decreased. So that's really bad. I am one of the anti-Fiora people, and when this champion dominates top lane, it's just really unfun. There's a lot of champions in top lane right now, so I guess that's not too bad. It could have been worse, but champs like Fiora are the reason that I've just started solo playing jungle and not, kind of been ignoring top lane because it's just not a fun lane to play at all. Then Hecarim, he's got his E bonus movement speed increased over time. And then there's Hecarim, he had his E bonus movement speed increased over time. This will be good for Hecarim. I feel like, movement speed in the jungle isn't as devastating as it used to be, because now there's champions with so many just crazy efficient and crazy good gap closers and escapes. So a little bit of extra movement speed will help Hecarim out a little bit. Jack's E cooldown decreased. This is really bad. Jax is a champion when his E is off cooldown is what makes him really broken. And now that he's able to get that E off more times than not, it's just really bad. So it's gonna help him in the early game. If you're gonna buff Jax, you might as well have just given him some base health, I feel. But E cooldown is really bad. I think that's just if you're a Jax player, this is a very good buff for you, but I think it's just a very poor balanced decision. Jhin, passive final shot critical damage against structures has been increased. Kind of a quality of life buff for Jhin here, so now he can really punch those turrets where it hurts, especially in the late game. Jinx now has her R bonus damage being uncapped, so The AoE splash is going to do more now, is what I'm reading. So, shouldn't be too devastating, but again, not not too bad. I'll say this is a fine buff. But if they were going to do something for Jinx, maybe they should have just given her a little bit of extra damage to help with wave clear, or just maybe her rockets cost less mana to use. But that's just me. And then Karma, her Q cost is now flat, cooldown increased. I feel like Karma was a champion that was really broken a couple seasons ago, and they haven't really done anything with her, and now they're nerfing her again. I haven't had a problem with Karma, with the exception of in the top lane, just being a really annoying champion that you can't really kill, or, and a champion that can't really kill you, but it's just really annoying. Karthus, they reduced his Q ability power ratio. They just buffed this champion in 1014. Look at this quote. Now that we're seeing an increase in Karthus player and higher win rates, we're walking one of the bigger buffs from 1014 that's lent him more strength than anticipated. Bro, you gave him 10 movement speed, which was double what Udyr got, and Udyr was one of the worst champions in the game. You gave him mana regen, you gave him damage on his Q. Like, what exactly did you expect? Karthus was in a fine spot anyways. He was actually dominating Korean solo queue. I just don't get this at all. Why they even buffed him in the first place. And then we get on to Kha'Zix, same situation. Character was just dominating high elo, and then they buffed him, and now they nerfed him again. Because maybe buffing champions that are really, really strong and really good is not a very good idea, right? Lucian, Q damage increased. Our total shots fired increased. So this will be good to add on to some of the on-hit effects that Lucian brings to the table. But yeah, this will probably boost his win ratio, I'd say, maybe a percentage or two. Then we've got Misfortune, base AD increased by 2. See, I don't get this. They'll do buffs like these. They'll buff like multiple abilities. They'll give you tons of damage. Like, this is 10 extra damage each rank. But then they'll but you know what? Let's give Misfortune 2 extra AD. Like, what in tarnation? Anyways, Morgana Q cooldown decreased. I don't know about that. I feel like Morgana is in a perfectly balanced spot. I feel like they're doing this just to shake things up, and considering that Morgana's Q is one of the stronger abilities in the game, seems really dumb. Nautilus W shield has been decreased. That's actually good. They actually got this one right, considering that Nautilus was just dominating in every bot lane. Neeko gets some damage. I'm okay with that. I feel like every time I've played Neeko, I feel like I do no damage in comparison to everybody else, so not too bad there. Nocturne passive cooldown increased. Enemy champions and monsters on hit cooldown refund increased. Okay. I'm guessing this is more to help get him out of mid lane, maybe? Not too sure. Anyways, Rakan, our bonus movement speed increased. Not too bad. I don't really see Rakan anymore. He's just been kind of pushed out of the meta because there are other champions that do what this champion does but better, i.e. Nautilus. Set W base damage decreased later. E base damage decreased later. Good, this champion is broken. And he should probably be nerfed even more, but we'll see how this does. Skarner. This was a champion that I tried the buffs and I felt no difference at all. In fact, I might have even felt weaker. So giving him some extra AD ratio on that Q is definitely going to help. Syndra. Base damage decreased. She should probably get way harder nerf than this. I feel like good Syndras have zero counterplay, honestly, right now. There's not a whole lot you can do against this champion, and it's really, really sad, and it's really, really annoying. And then we've got Tristana here. E now deals 1% increased damage per 3% critical strike chance. Okay. I didn't know what her E was like before, so I can't tell you if this is a good buff or not. So any of you Tristana players in the comments, let me know if you think this is a good buff or not. Vhagar, base magic resist increased by 2. Okay. Volibear Q bonus movement speed decreased by 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9%. Okay. I feel like whenever I used Volibear, the Q didn't feel like that much speed. Like, I played a Volibear game the other day, and the only reason I felt fast was because I'd Q, and then I had a Karma who would E me, and that's why I felt really fast, but I feel like this champion isn't that fast. But this, considering it's going to be hard to nerf Volley's other abilities without making him absolutely useless, I guess this is okay. Yasuo base magic resist increased, R base damage increased. I guess. I feel like Yasuo, again, is one of those champions that really just doesn't need to be buffed and is in a fine spot, but maybe that's just me. Ziggs passive bonus damage ratio now flat, maximum damage to structures increased. Okay. When Ziggs is in the meta, I feel like the meta is really boring. You know, wave clear and stuff, and you know, hyper push turrets and, you know, get turrets, but, you know, again, Ziggs is one of those champions that you just don't see a whole lot, so maybe this will push more Ziggs players to get in. But the 2.5 ability power on that structures, that seems like a lot, man. That seems like a lot. And then Nimbus Cloak, bonus movement speed has been dropped. Nimbus Cloak is a broken rune, so I can see this being good. A bunch of Nexus Splits balance changes. If you guys haven't tried Nexus Splits, you guys should really, really try it. It's definitely, I'd say right now, it's probably the most fun game mode Riot's come out with. And I know a lot of people really like Earth, but I feel like Earth, at least, you know, the Earth where you can pick your champions is just not very fun. It's the same champions, and it's very annoying. And we've got the Spirit Blossom skins. I really don't care for any of these skins. Again, you know, I'm more of a like a serious type of skin guy. You know, I like alpha skins, and these just seem kind of I don't know how to explain it. It's just not my style, and I'm not a big fan of like the purple and, you know, the light blues and stuff. You know, I like red and black. I think that's pretty cool, but, you know, if you like these skins, I'm not trying to put you down. They're just not for me. You know what I mean? Although, man, Yone looks pretty cool, doesn't he? So anyways, boys, that's the patch. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. Like I said before, I'm kind of working on a full gameplay. Let me know if you want that kind of edited down, or if you want kind of a full uncut gameplay where like I voice over, maybe like a live voiceover. Just let me know. So, hope you guys relax, stay safe, and stay saucy, my friends.